Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. Today we're going to talk about the supply of housing, who is wanting that to be fixed. We're also going to talk vacant homes in Canada and what that actually means. And because every time I make a video on the house prices or housing supply, there's inevitably 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 comments down below, which comment down below, definitely. I love it, and it adds to the videos, and it gives me ideas too, where they say, well, there's 1.3 million vacant homes in Canada. And so I've done the research on that, and we're going to include that in this video today as well. But we're going to be talking about, and really talking about who benefits from adding that many more homes. Let's just start with it from the beginning. 2/3 of Canadians are homeowners. So that's 1/3 that isn't. So of course that 1/3 would definitely benefit. I got it right off the bat. We have 33% of the population who would benefit from the supply being higher. What about the 66%? So let's talk about how we fix the supply housing crisis. We either have to let more urban sprawl happen, which really nobody is in favor of because that takes out farmland or environmental areas in which, we have green space and, takes out carbon emissions and, cleans the air and is pretty and all these fun things, right? I mean, we don't want to take out that space. So secondary would be to build more homes in already existing areas. Well, it's infill. I mean, who wants that? All right, well, I guess it benefits the municipality because they get more tax revenue from more bodies being there on the provincial and federal level. They're interested in it too because, it does, again, make everybody happier. So we get infill projects. Well, who doesn't like infill projects? Who battles against people tearing down tiny homes and put up, instead of that tiny home, maybe put up 2 houses, right? 2 bigger houses. Well, I mean, the neighborhood associations. I mean, let's look at Oakville. They were going to tear down a golf course, and half of the golf course was going to be 3,500 units. And we're talking about Glen Abbey. And if you're golfers out there, I'm a golfer. I don't particularly like most of Glen Abbey. I mean, the valley is very nice, but they were going to put the valley into parkland, and I was going to have a nice running trail through there. But it was going to be 3,600 homes or something like that. And, well, who fought it? Well, the municipality, because the citizens basically got together and said, we don't want that, because what happens if you increase density? Well, you have traffic issues, you have to build more schools. There's lots of things that come with 3,600 homes. So the municipality fought that. So that's 3,600 homes that in an area where people want to live, because again, yes, I know we have vacant homes out there, are the majority in places where people want to live. We're going to talk about that. So we had this proposal, they were going to build it. It's on land that's not used for farming, it's for recreation, and the municipality would not, they fought it tooth and nail. They spent tens of millions of dollars to fight this. The people who are back onto the golf course are happy because they have their green space in their backyard still, which I think they still would have had with some whatever, but like backing onto a trail instead of a golf course. We don't have 3,600 new homes coming into the Oakville area, which might have diminished home prices other places because of traffic, because of supply and demand. If there's 3,600 homes coming onto the market, well, that's going to definitely increase supply. So if demand isn't there to meet it, then home prices would go down. That's how this whole thing works. You look at Japan. So Japan has an aging population. They have 8.5 million homes. They also have the most vacant homes of any country in the world, but they have an aging population. They don't have huge immigration. They have homes sitting empty for various reasons because of inheritance taxes and stuff like that. They have the most homes sitting vacant of any major country. That is more structural. So it's sitting in places where people can live, but it's not like their housing market is going up 40, 50% a year. It's really stagnant to declining right now. If we had a huge supply increase, that would definitely bring prices down. The 66% of the population who uses their home like an ATM, they would stop remortgaging, getting lines of credits. So that would impact, maybe they're not buying more cars. Maybe they're not buying the jet ski. Maybe they're not buying a vacation home. Maybe they're not going on vacations, right? The government doesn't like that because that lowers how much people spend. And when people spend money, when they, buy a new car or there's taxes on these things. So the government obviously taxes consumption. So if home prices aren't going up like they are, that lowers consumption, which lowers the tax revenue, which lowers the GDP growth in the country, which lowers everything in general. So on the whole, the government is going to say, yes, we would like everyone to own a home. First off, that's not practical because, again, not everybody wants to own a home. There's a lot of people who do that can't. I get that. And if they want to and really want to, there are ways to do it. Yet sometimes they're not willing. Maybe they want to own a home and they live in Toronto, but they don't want to spend $2.8 million, or they can't, right? They don't have the income to support it. And they don't want to commute an hour and a half to work every day. Honestly, I get it. I'd rather live close to where I am, and then I would rather take, instead of going buying that home, I'd rather go invest that money into real estate that I can actively increase value on and go, make a bigger return. Who benefits if the supply of housing, like massive supplies, come on the market? Well, that's the problem. Nobody really benefits other than the people who don't have houses right now. We're going to talk about vacant homes. So I went through the vacant homes. Basically, it's in places where people don't want to live. That's why they're vacant homes. Like you got like Wood Buffalo, which is Fort McMurray. It's probably one of the only areas that had price over price decline last year. I know that Edmonton has an 8% vacancy rate right now, as per CMHC, right? There's places in Saskatchewan that, again, high vacancy rates, low prices of houses. People don't want to live there. That's why the prices are low. In places where people want to live, most people aren't keeping vacant homes. They said there were 60,000 total in Toronto. And I don't know if that's transition or if they count like people who do Airbnbs as vacant. I don't know. I don't know how. And there was no facts on how they judged it or how they did, because, again, the government doesn't keep track. The BC government now does. They have the vacant home registry and tax, but no other province does. The federal government doesn't. So they're just kind of guessing at these numbers. I mean, it makes sense to hold vacant homes if prices are going up 10, 20, 30%, and you don't want to deal with landlord-tenant board. I get that. But I mean, I, as an investor, kind of like, it's a bonus if I have stuff, but I don't want to see that. I want to see 4 or 5% price increase. Moderation. I want to see cash flow. That's what I really want to see out of my properties. I want to see predictability. So anyways, guys, I've talked a lot this video about all this stuff. The problem with housing supply and price increases is that nobody wants to see prices go down. Nobody actually has a vested interest in raising the supply of housing to meet demand. That's the fundamental issue right now. Nobody has that. Nobody has that will, because I mean, they could just say, nope, we're going to go and we're going to take away 500 homes and we're going to build, out of those 500 single family homes, they're massive homes, we're going to build, 10,000 townhomes. They could do it if they really wanted to, if there was that appetite, but they don't, because again, that would lower values around them and people would stop using them as an ATM. So the government doesn't want to see home prices go down. That's not in their best interest. Obviously, the homeowner doesn't want to see that because that's their retirement fund. That's their jet ski fund. That's, that's their rainy day fund. That's their castle. They don't want to see the price go down. The municipalities, well, they don't really care because their tax revenue is based on an overarching thing. Anyway, so their tax revenue, it might go down a little bit. But again, they're not that concerned by it. Provincially, not really. So what would cause that is, again, if we were more like Japan, where we had no immigration, we have an aging population, which we do have an aging population, yet we have enough immigration that it's going to take up any of the demand, or less of the demand, from the aging population. So anyways, those are just my thoughts. Those are my ramblings for today. Hope everyone enjoys. Comment down below if you agree. Comment down below if you disagree. Catch you on Monday. Have a great day, everyone.